Get dominated.
Sorry, my microphone updated. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My microphone updated. I forgot it wasn't gonna connect. I'm sorry. I died. Um. Sammy, congratulations on first. Sammy, thank you for the Spotify reminder. Tyrio, thank you for the resub. Tyrio, thank you for the gifted sub to Cyber. And hi. Sorry, I died. Um. Hello. I'm here now. Sometimes it's like it's still here. It's uh. I don't feel good. I feel really not good, just so you know. But I'm here. I don't feel sick, but I don't feel good. But I'm here because I wanna be a good boy. I'm a good streamer. I behave well. I stream when I'm supposed to. I'm reliable. Something like that. Tyrio, please don't buy Emily a subscription. She already has one. Hello everybody, my name is Emily Sander and welcome home. How are we? Hello chat. Um Hi. Hi, I don't feel good. Something's just really off today. I've been dizzy since I woke up this morning and I'm sweating. So I have my window open and I'm wearing shorts and it's up 29 degrees. I'm I'm wearing shorts. My window's open and it is 29 degrees and I'm sweating. So I'm falling apart today, but I'm here. I'm trying my best. I know it's really late. I came home and I took a nap. So I'm just trying to be a person right now. I'm so warm, bro. I'm so warm. I'm gonna put my hair up. I've decided. We've decided, actually. I have a clip I can use. Clip. But I'm here. Hello. How is everybody else? Now that I'm bitching and moaning, how is everybody else? How are the rest of y'all's doing? Y'all doing okay today? Anybody else dying? Can we die together? Hold hands and die romantically or platonically, you know what I mean? I feel like you could hold hands and die platonically with somebody. I feel like that should be explored more in media. I think we don't have enough people like holding hands and dying platonically together.
Get dominated.
Do you know what I mean?
Hello. Can't
Hello.
stay. Doing the pharmacy tech program and gotta memorize drugs.
Hey, proud of you. Good work. Good luck with it. I hope it goes well. Proud of you for doing the hard human things right now, because it's a hard world out there, and you're doing hard shit, and pharmacy tech is not an easy thing to do. And I know that it's not exactly, I know pharmacy tech isn't exactly the thing that you were going to school for, and not exactly the thing you want to be doing right now, but you're still doing really awesome. So keep it up.
Dominated.
Hi,
Hey,
Ollie.
almost Xander. Red heart
Hello,
emoji.
Ollie is crying. How are you? I hope you're well. Hope you guys are good. All right. I'm here. Okay. I'm here. I'm gonna have high energy. I'm with you guys. I'm so warm. Okay. I'm working on art today. I'm really trying to stay focused. I'm very dizzy. I'm not gonna die or anything. I'm not gonna pass out. I've been dizzy since I woke up today. So I'm just here. Oh, is it the green hair and the black shirt? I do got some Jacksepticeye happening today, don't I? The hair needs to get its shit together. I'm getting real sick of this look. I gotta do something about it. Like, cause this just ain't doing it for me. Why do I have a shark fin? Why does it do this? It just does this. We have art that we're working on. You look like I have to shave my head now. I have to go shave my head. I'm gonna go bald live on stream, and it's your fault. I'm going completely bald. Bro. Not again. What are you drawing? We're doing the big one. This nope. Nope. Yep. This. We're working on this one. Kane and Sawyer are done. So these two have been finished the last time that we were working on them. I was working on outlines for Azazel's outline is done, and Genesis's outline is done. Because I'm trying to do each of these, like to go through them and finish each of them as I finish their character pages. These guys. So then I'll feel complete. Do you know what I mean? I'm switching over to my like music because I don't want this. That's better. So then this will be like a way to keep track of whose character pages we've done. So we did Sawyer, we're working from the bottom up. We did Sawyer and then Kane. We did Genesis, or we're gonna do Genesis, and we're gonna do Azazel, and we're gonna do Zadkiel. So Azazel, Genesis, and Zadkiel need to get done, and then I have to go back to doing character pages, and then we'll go back and forth between the two. We'll do a character page, and then we'll do a character on the full event. You know what I mean? Probably won't stay long. I have a midterm tomorrow. Okay, best of luck. If you need to get some extra rest, get some, go to bed a little bit earlier than you normally would, wake up a little early, have some breakfast, you will feel a lot better. Staying up late to study is genuinely the worst thing you can do to your body and your brain before an exam. I know it's so stupid, but genuinely study for the week before it, and then the day before your exam, go to bed as early as you can get your body to go. Wake up really weirdly early for your body. Get yourself breakfast. You will feel more awake and more focused for your exam. It is so much better. And your brain does so much categorizing and so much sorting and so much memory locking while it's asleep. It is so, so good for you. I know everybody says, get a good night's sleep. It's scientific. There's a reason. There's a reason it's good for you. And watching TV? What are you watching? You enjoying it? I'm going to work on... Do you guys want to work on Azazel or Genesis? I can let you guys decide. We're either going to work on Azazel or Genesis, and we're going to do coloring for them. And maybe we'll get through both of them. Rotten says Genesis. Holly says War. Shout out to my college roommate keeping me up until 4 for my 6 a.m. final. That's crazy. We can do Genesis. Please admire my face while I grab a reference for her. I know I've got it tucked around here somewhere. There she is. All right. Here's my lovely lady. Let's get the rest of these boys out of here. Zazel, Canaan Sawyer. Beautiful. There's my girl. She's so gorgeous. Ah, love Genesis. She's a cutie. All right. So let's get her drawn up. I have thoughts today. I wanna share some thoughts. I wanna talk. I'm in hype chest. This is what I got out of the hype chest. Thank you for the whatever that emote is. Thank you for the hype train also, Chatterinos. Okay. Let me get you set up, you saved. Get this out of here. Okay, cool. Let me judge this. I'm creating a new masterpiece over here. I cannot wait to see what you're creating. Okay. Dear chatters, you guys are my outlet for when I want to talk about something and have nowhere else to talk about it. So you guys get to get the brunt of this conversation because I have got to talk about this. I have to talk about this. Have you guys been watching the Olympics? I don't care about all the events. I want to talk about ice skating for a little bit because I have got some things to say. So I am a huge fan of ice skating. I don't keep up with most of the events just because I just don't. The only time I really keep up with ice skating is the Grand Prix and the Olympics. Like that is when ice skating comes to the forefront of my mind and I'm like, oh my God, I've just got to go back and watch all of it. I love ice skating. I was never, ever any good at it. If I was, I would have been an ice skater instead of a ballerina, but I simply wasn't, so I was a ballerina. I fucking love ice skating. But there is drama in the ice skating world, and I have nobody to talk to about this, so I've already bothered my coworkers about it, and I've talked to Emily about it way more than Emily cares about fucking ice skating. Like, I have just got to talk about it because I want to let you guys in on all the really stupid ice skating drama that, like, nobody cares about. Nobody else in my life, like, obviously a bunch of people online care, but nobody else in my personal life gives a shit about this, and I need somewhere to talk about the drama. So I need you guys to pretend to be as invested in this drama as I am for like the next 30 minutes. Like, just do me a favor as my fans, as my viewers, as my watchers. I just need you to get on board and just be angry with me for like the next half hour. Can you guys do that? You can totally pretend, but I get on board with me here, okay? I'm about to talk my shit. So, ouch, bro, I scratched myself. Ow, I like actually scratched myself. What a loser. You got it? All right. So, of course, since you guys are now all avid ice skater fans, since that's how this works, you guys are all avid fans of ice skating. We shall invest. Okay. And there is a lot that can be talked about the women's ice skating that has been going on this year. There is a bunch of drama that's going on over there. Emily knows it better than I do because they're women, and so Emily is invested in them. Not to say anything about that, but like that's how that works. But like she probably knows more about them than I do. I know about Alyssa and I know about Amber and I know how they performed this year. I know about all the drama that's going on with Alyssa and Amber and them getting canceled for not liking the government or getting canceled for being alternative or, you know, honestly just being a woman in a fairly female dominated ice skating world. But somehow for some reason all of the men have taken over and it's just whatever. It's a complicated little thing. But that is not the drama I want to talk about today. To get you prepped for the drama I want to talk about, we got to take it back to like 2014, my friends. So, since you guys are all avid ice skater carers now, clearly all of you will know the name Yuzuru Hanyu. If you don't, you do now, and you're going to pretend you do, and you're going to get really invested in it. Okay, Yuzuru Hanyu is known around the world as the most complete figure skater of all time. He is a two-time Olympic gold champion in ice skating, as well as a two-time world champion in the Grand Prix. He is beyond impressive with all of his ice skating. Not only was he really great in technical skills, he had absolutely phenomenal artistic skills, which is why he was referred to as the most complete of the skaters, because he didn't, like, focus on just artistry or just technical skills. He was really great at combining the two and having a really amazing overall, like, whatever. He competed for the first time in the Olympics when he was only 19 years old, and he took gold. First time he went to the Olympics, he took gold. He was absolutely fantastic, and then he defended his title the next year. He's an absolutely dominating force when it came to ice skating. He started ice skating when he was like 4. Okay, you don't need to know all this. I just need you to be aware of it. Okay, Yuzuru Hanyu. He's my favorite ice skater of all time. He does hold the world record for the highest scored short program in ice skating, which is like a fun little title that he still holds. And he used to, I think he used to hold a different world record as well, but it is no longer being held by him. It was him and Nathan Chen were kind of the dominating force for a quite long period of time until Newbie walked on the scene a couple of years ago, about 2 years ago. Ilya started getting on the scene, okay? And that's the drama we're going to chat about is this Ilya boy, okay? Ilya Malinin. That's the drama we're chatting about today, okay? And you all have really strong opinions about Ilya because I've decided you do. You're all gonna get in with me on this, okay? So I'm gonna back up to when I first decided to watch the Olympics this year. Okay, fuck Ilya, so real. Listen, all right, but we've got some extra points here. Okay, so we're gonna have some. I'm doing it right. You're totally doing it right. You're totally gonna do it right. But I'm gonna have some counterpoints, and also I'm gonna agree with you. So when I decided to watch the Olympics this year, I had not been hearing much about Ilya. I knew that Ilya was a fantastic ice skater. He was an American ice skater. I knew he had been winning like nonstop for the past 2 years. He won in the Grand Prix. He won the World Championships, like that stuff. He's very great. Yeah, not Ilya Romanov, not the guy from Heated Rivalry. Ilya Malinin, the actual ice skater in the Olympics. Unfortunate naming, or fortunate, honestly. Really, whatever your opinion on that is. Well, regardless of what your opinion is. Ilya Malinin came onto the scene, and I didn't know much about him other than I was like, I know he's a great ice skater, and he's in the Olympics, and he's, you know, contender for the best. When I watched the Olympics, these Olympic announcers were dead set on having me fucking hate Ilya for the only purpose of they could not keep his name out of their fucking mouths for more than 15 seconds at any given time. Reese, I'm gonna need you to run with me on these things because I have a couple of opinions. I'm gonna go from hate to like a couple of times. I need you to follow me on my journey, okay? So first watch the Olympics. I know he's a great skater, but within 20 minutes, I can't stand the guy because Sakamoto had the best performance she has ever had. I mean, she absolutely phenomenal. Maybe not the best she's ever had, but Sakamoto was the Japanese women's representer in the women's free skate, and it's not only is this her final year competing, she actually retires. As soon as she's done with the Olympic, she's retiring. She's done with ice skating, and she performed flawlessly on that stage. Absolutely stunning, gorgeous routine, artistry, technicality. I mean, she did amazing. She took first in women's free skate and tied Japan with America. I mean, nobody thought she was going to do it. She did it, and she absolutely put Japan in such an amazing position to win. Like, she did everything she could possibly do. She left it all on the stage. We show her face, like, crying as she realizes that she just took first in Olympic skating for the team event. She doesn't get a medal because it's a team event, so this was a combined score with everything else, whatever. She's tied America with Japan. She's put her country in the best position they could possibly be in to win right now. There's nothing else she could have left on that thing. She gets about 15 seconds of screen time until the announcers go, and here's what Ilya's thinking about this backstage. And cut over to him, and watching the screen, watching her win. Cuts over to him. Just fucking standing there, like, not reacting, not cursing, not jumping, not freaking out, not cheering, literally no emotion. Clearly had just walked in, still in his tennis shoes and got his fucking bag on. Like, clearly just walked into the practice area because the men's solo wasn't even happening yet. The men's solo wasn't even happening yet. And they cut away from the women who just won first in ice skating for the team's event to go show some man that's not even on screen, or shouldn't even be on screen, having literally no reaction. That was the first time I was like, yeah, no, fuck this guy. Honestly, I don't care how good he is. Fuck this guy. I'm so tired of hearing about his name. Fuck him. And every single performance, every single one of the men's performers, they'd be like, yeah, this is the man representing Italy. He just had the best performance he's ever had. Italy the man performing for Italy did an absolutely amazing routine. He did a great time, had a very emotional finish. He was crying, he screamed it, and he ran over and he jumped the barrier to hug his coach. And he scored high enough of a score that he beat at least one other country, meaning he secured the 3rd place podium place for Italy, which is the first time Italy has ever been on the podium at the Olympics, like for ice skating specifically. Scored this an amazing win. And they're like, and up next is Ilya, still yet to take the screen. Shut up! Shut up about Ilya! I don't care! Like, I just, oh my god, I was so sick of hearing this man's name. I was like, oh my god, okay? And then, you know, they hype him up, He's going second to last. It's gonna be him. At this point, it doesn't matter who everybody else does. It's gonna be Ilya Malinin, and then it's going to be Shin Sato. So America and then Japan. And depending on how those two men do determines who gets gold for their country. It's going to be Ilya or it's going to be Sato. One or the other are going to take home gold for their country. Right now, they are the only people who can decide this. I mean, even the announcers were like, this is great TV. It was like, oh, this is exciting. Ilya goes first. It is not a flawless routine. It is not a flawless routine. The announcers kept coming about his ability to do a quad axel. For those of you who do or do not know ice skating, quad axel is something that no other ice skater performs. No other ice skater performs quad axels. I don't think, and I might be incorrect about this, I don't think there's any other ice skater who has ever landed a quad axel in performance before. I don't know if there's any that have landed it outside of performance, but I don't think a quad axel has ever been competed by anybody except for Ilya. Like, so that's one of those things. Like, that's like I don't know about off camera, but in competition, he's the only recorded man to ever complete a quad axel. And there's the reason he's named himself the Quad God, which I'll get back to that or whatever. To be clear, he named himself the Quad God. I just want to clear that up, okay? Whatever. He can whatever. So the announcers were coming over his quad axel and about the fact that this program, because he's skated this program before, is capable of holding up to 7 quad jumps. For reference, in a free skate, you were only allowed 7 jumps. That is the maximum number of jumps that you are allowed to attempt in a free skate. You get 7 jumps. And he is capable of performing 7 quad jumps, quad being the highest that anybody's ever landed in any jump ever. The quint isn't even theoretically possible, although he's claiming that it is. And that he's done it. Whatever, don't care. He can compete up to 7 quads in this event because he's done it before. He called the name of the quad because he didn't want to be called he used to be called Lutz Boy, and then he landed his quad Sal, I think, and when he got his quad Sal, he nicknamed himself the Quad God, having only landed 1 quad. Regardless, I just want to clear that up. And yes, he used to be Lutz Boy before on Instagram. Whatever. All of that to be said, he gets on stage. You know how he does? Mediocre. He's not on beat with his music, so artistry wasn't there. He's stiff, because this is my first time I've ever seen him perform. Again, this is me having seen him, having never seen him perform before. He's stiff, which, like, whatever. It's very clear he's a power skater, not an artist dancer, but that's okay. Some people focus on technical, some people focus on artistry. The best of the best can do both. He's clearly a technical skater, but he's quite good at it. He falls in his performance. I'd like to be clear. He fell. Like, completely hit the ice. Okay, whatever. And he still scores a 200, which is an unbelievable score because of how many complicated triple and doubles he was able to perform one after the other, and quads. He did do quads, triples, whatever. Like, and because of the way that he tied his jumps up, because he's attempting incredibly complicated jumps. As a clarification, for those who don't know how ice skating is scored, there are 3 scores that kind of go into ice skating, okay? There's your technical score, your artistry score, and then there's this secret extra third score that doesn't really show up on the thing but is judged by the judges, which is like a quality score. So when you attempt a jump, there is a base score for what the jump is. So say you're attempting, say, a quad toe, okay? I don't know the exact numbers, but say a quad toe is worth 10 points. If you complete the jump, like if you like perform it correctly, get up in the air, complete the right amount of rotations, and land, even if you fall, you completed the jump. As long as you took off correctly, landed correctly, and made the right number of rotations, you completed the jump, even if you fall afterwards. So say a quad toe is worth 10 points. The judges can then take 5 points in either direction based on quality of the jump. Say you fall out of it, you're going to lose like 3 points off of it. Say you, absolutely flawlessly, like never before seen type of jump, add 5 points onto it. You can go 5 in either direction. So the way that ends up lining things up, if you attempt quads all the way down your routine, if you complete them, even if you fell on every single one of them, you still attempted them and thus can score higher than somebody who does just doubles or triples and performs it flawlessly. You can still score higher on a technical standard. It's one of the things that people are really pissed about in ice skating because the scoring, it clearly favors technical skill. Okay, whatever. All of that happening. Ilya performs a fine routine. It's not a bad routine. It's a good routine. He performs well. His jumps are clean. He falls out of one of them. He's not super artistic, but he absolutely is incredibly powerful. He performs a little extra backflip. Like, you can tell he's got a lot of power and enthusiasm in his performance. Like, whatever. Shun Sato takes the stage after him. Okay. Shun Sato performs flawlessly. Like, and I'm not joking when I say flawlessly. He has an absolutely beautiful routine, incredibly artistic, incredibly like flowing and through his movements. His step sequences are beautiful. He's performing his jumps well. He's landing them cleanly. Like, he has just an amazing performance. And even though he's not attempting quads, he's doing triples and doubles and whatever. He's attempting lower difficulty jumps. But at the same time, he's performing them flawlessly. But because he's attempting lower technicality jumps, even if he performs them perfect, the best that you can score on a lower quality jump is still better than the worst you can score on some of these like higher it's just it's an unfair lineup just because of the way that it happens to work. Shun Sato scores the highest score he has ever scored. It is his personal best. 195. 5 points away from Ilya and loses the gold to him. The best performance he's ever given in his life. His personal best. Absolutely flawless. And he still couldn't beat Ilya on a mediocre performance. Not saying Ilya's mediocre. I'm saying mediocre for Ilya, because that's honest. That is honest. And even at his absolute best, he couldn't beat Ilya on a bad day. Which is just fucking crazy. It's just crazy, okay? And you want to know what pissed me off more? So hang on, my fucking toes are cold. I don't care. I'm too angry to care. So the thing that kept me going on this is I was like, I gotta know more about why they're ranting about Ilya, because they creamed this fucking man up the entire time I was watching the Olympics, only for him to perform kind of fine, I guess. So I was like, okay, I gotta go watch, because Ilya holds the world record for the highest free skate performance in the world. So I needed to go see that. So I went to go watch his world record performance. Turns out his world record holding performance is actually this exact program. This exact program being that routine. So that, like, to that song, all of the jumps and everything, the program he designed, the routine he's performing, his world record is to that performance. He performed it in the Grand Prix like 3 months ago, where he did perform every single one of his quads and landed every single one of his quads. That routine was insane. It was an insane routine. I watched it. It's still clear he is not an artistic skater. He is very clearly a technical skater, but I can't shit on somebody for saying he's a good performer. He has amazing technical skills. Do you want to know what his score was for that flawless routine? 238. I think. 238, 237, 238. One of those. 40 points almost. Almost 40 points higher than what just won him Olympic gold. Okay? See, Oblivion, I would also give that opinion. Oblivion saying we're hyping so much, he was probably stressed. No. That's not what happened. You know why I know? Ilya told us herself, okay? We're going back. I'm still ranting. I've got opinions about this. He performed in that Grand Prix against who? Kageyama and Sato. Japan's 2 Olympic skaters. Men's Olympic free skaters, okay? He performed in the Grand Prix against him. He performed his world record best in the Grand Prix in front of Sato and Kageyama, already against them, against the routines they were taking to the Olympics. He knew. Ilya Malinin went into the Olympics knowing that he could perform mediocre and the other two guys would have no fucking chance. No chance. None. Like, because he saw their routines. They saw how he saw how they scored. He saw how he scored at his best. He knew he didn't have to do fucking 7 quads. He knew exactly how many quads he needed to score just above where any other guy on that ice could score. That's what pissed me off. And you know how I know he knew that? Because the day before, he got second. He got second in the short program, okay? And his own personal words was saying that he scored second in the short program because he was only performing at 50% of what he could do. Consciously, he out loud admitted he was only performing at 50% at the Olympics. And he expected his performance at 50% to get him gold. And when it didn't, he took him to second. He upped it a little bit and tried a little bit harder at the next level and took it. And his poor fucking PR team had to jump in and clarify, no. What Ilya actually meant is he's always giving 100%, but he wasn't performing well today, that was only 50% of what you'd be able to see. Like, that was only 50% of what he's capable of. Like, he always performs at 100%. He has complete respect for all of his competitors. He would never do that to you. The cockiness with which that man said that it did not feel right. He knew he did not have to perform at high quality to beat these people, like at his absolute best, which is just, I don't know. I don't feel good about that. Okay. I will say, to rewind a little bit, when I was doing research on him, I cannot knock one thing for certain. That's the fact that Ilya is a absolutely fucking insane athlete. He is an insane athlete. He has incredible power, incredible height on his jumps. The fact that he can land doubles and triples of jumps that no other person has literally ever been able to land is beyond impressive. He is very clearly incredibly powerful and is a fantastic athlete. Even if he is a technical skater instead of an artistry skater, I cannot knock him for his ability. I can't. He's good. Like, he is. I think it's I almost think it's understated how impressive what he's able to do with these jumps are, because no one else in the world is capable of doing what he is currently capable of doing on the ice, which is very impressive. Everybody's freaking out about the fact that he's the first guy to do a backflip on the ice. That's not true. And also, he's not even the first to compete it. He just is the first to compete it legally in the Olympics. He's not the first to compete it, and he's not the first to do it at the Olympics. He's just the first to complete it legally at the Olympics, because it was illegal for a long time. Not only was there a man who did it before him, there was a woman who did it before him and did it while it was illegal and got docked points for it because she did it while it was illegal, and she did it anyways. It was fantastic. They made it illegal because they thought it was impossible to land on one foot, and then she landed it on one foot at the Olympics. Like, haha, bitch. So anyways, yes, it was illegal to perform backflips during ice skating because they thought it was impossible to land on one foot, and for a skill to count in ice skating, it has to be landed on one foot. And then she landed it on one foot in front of the Olympic judges and got docked for it because it was an illegal move. Anyways, ridiculous shit. But just one of those crazy things. But yeah, no, I had some stress about Ilya. And then I was like, okay, I don't have to like him. I can fully admit the fact that he's incredibly talented. Like, literally no question about that. He's an incredibly talented artist, and performer and all of those things. Okay. So there's all of that happening, and he's also, and I found out. So Ilya is a fan of Hanyu, Yuzuru Hanyu, the ice skater I was talking about earlier. Ilya used to watch Hanyu perform. Ilya has competed with Hanyu. I don't know if he's competed with him. I don't think he has, actually, but he's been at performances with him. I don't know if they've competed. I don't think they have, but they've been at performances together and at competitions together because they've interacted a couple of times. And Ilya, if you watch Ilya's performance at the first skate he did, the short routine, his finish was the same as Hanyu's semi performance, where he does that, like, at the end. It is the exact finishing position of Yuzuru Hanyu's most famous routine. And if you ever see Ilya going out on the ice and he goes like this right before he skates, his little pre-ritual, that is Yuzuru Hanyu's pre-ritual as well. Like, which that's not a bad thing. I have no judgment for that. It's clear he's a fanboy, which I think is awesome. I think it's very cute. I love inspiration or whatever. He's not the only one. Shun Sato, the other one that was performing like right after Ilya, is wearing the pendant that Yuzuru Hanyu gave him. Like, both of them are fans of Yuzuru Hanyu, because Yuzuru Hanyu is the best fucking ice skater we've ever seen. Like, not by world records, not by whatever. He's the most complete ice skater that is like we have seen in God knows when. He's amazing. Regardless of all of that, though, back into to these guys. I was like, okay, that's cute. He's talented. He's inspired by Hanyu. He's clearly doing things that no one else has done. You know, I'm gonna cut him some slack. I'm gonna. It's clear the Olympics were just like hyping him up. There's no reason to hate him. He's probably overhated. Whatever. Nope. Turns out I really don't like him for a couple of reasons. One is that for God knows what reason he was spreading rumors about Yuzuru Hanyu, which is just fucking weird. That apparently when he first landed a quad axel in a competition, Ilya on an Instagram live, at first I wasn't able to say this was for certain, but I saw the Instagram live today on TikTok and I was able to go back and watch it. Like, I finally found it. He said on a TikTok live that he had talked to Hanyu at that competition when he landed a quad axel, and that Hanyu had like congratulated him, but in Ilya's words, had seemed kind of pissed about it. I think he was mad that I landed it before him. Crazy thing to say when there is video of that performance and video of them talking afterwards where Hanyu is very clearly smiling and laughing and running after Ilya to congratulate him. Ilya's walking away, running after him to congratulate him. And also, Yuzuru Hanyu doesn't compete anymore. He retired back in 2022. He retired years ago because he fucking hates competing. Like, hates competing. He said it made him sick. He said he has never enjoyed competing his entire life. He's hated it since he was 6. Like, I've watched an entire TV show on him. He hated competitions. He performs in ice shows now that he hosts and runs. He has one this year, actually. Crazy thing to say about another skater who's not even competing against you for this. Whatever. That's just weird to say. Also, he's made homophobic comments about ice skating. Ilya had said, again on Instagram Live, when somebody, because I will say fans are weird, somebody had decided to ask Ilya if he was straight. And he said that he ice skates. At this point, he's got to be straight. If he wants to get those artistry points, I think he specifically said, if I want to get those component scores are what we call artistry points. If I want to get those component scores, I've got to be gay at this point. Saying that if he wants better component scores, he has to act gay to be artistic on the ice. And that's just and you know what his PR team's response was? They put him in diversity sensitivity training and made him publicly apologize. That was the response. He's in sensitivity and diversity training and had to publicly apologize. Brother, you are in a female-dominated sport. At least previously female-dominated. At this point, all the men are losing their mind zone or whatever. But, like, you made a career wearing leotards and heels, brother. And you're gonna come out here and be homophobic? In your spandex? Try again. Try fucking again. So now at this point, it's like, okay, yes, you are. This is very much like, was it Chen? This may be misinformation. Please do your own research on this one specifically. I believe Nathan Chen, which is also an ice skater, like, very famous, many world record holder ice skater. I believe he also made homophobic comments saying, I don't remember what he had said. Again, this one, please do your own research on this one because I do not have 100% certainty on this. I believe Nathan Chen was another one who had previously but made comments on it. But, like, I have no opinions of Ilya Milin as a person, admittedly. All my opinions are about him as an athlete. And that's the thing. The thing is, he is impressive. Okay, I'm going to say something that it's kind of a little backwards, and this is my genuine opinion. He's an incredibly impressive athlete. I think he's a fine ice skater. Like, that is, honest to God, my best opinion about him. He is an absolutely fucking insane athlete. One of the best athletes of our times, absolutely guaranteed, and he's an okay ice skater. Like, because ice skating is more than just how many complicated jumps can you put in a routine. And he has proven time and time and time and time again that he can put incredibly difficult and land incredibly difficult jumps in his routine. And that is half of ice skating. And I have yet to see him perform with the type of artistry and emotion and fluidness and step sequences and component scores that he doesn't care about, because he wants to, I think Nathan Chen had said he wants to bring masculinity back into the sport. I think that was what Nathan Chen had said, that he wants to make the sport masculine again. Crazy. But, like, yes, and mind you, he's also on the team with Amber Glenn, who is the first out queer female ice skater at the Olympics. I think she's the first out queer ice skater. I don't even know if it's just female. I think she's the first out queer ice skater. I might be wrong on that. You'd have to fact check me. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know of any, but, like, that's just, I have to go close my window real quick. I think I have a very strong opinion on, like, the fact that, like, you to be good at your sport, you have to be more good at more than one part of your sport. Like, if that makes sense. There's several gay men who are out and compete. Okay, I don't know. I genuinely don't know them. I do not know the names of them, but I also admittedly don't pay attention to the sexualities of anybody who has competed. Unless it's, like, been very clearly marketed, but it's never clearly marketed on the Olympics or in the Grand Prix. Like, I don't follow these people, like, in, like, social media spans, so I would not have learned. I probably wouldn't honestly have known about Amber Glenn's if it was not brought up either on the Olympics or directly to me from TikTok. But, like, I really just watch these people compete. I actually, I had been watching a TV series on Yuzuru Hanyu because he's the only one I actually do care about outside of the ice skating or whatever. And the TV show was the first time I've literally ever heard him speak. I've never even seen an interview of his before, because what I care about is his ice skating. I literally never heard him speak before. I was like, oh, this is weird. But regardless. Yeah, no, and I'm glad she does. Whew, God, I needed to get all that out. I've been holding that one in for a minute. I think he's a phenomenal skater personally, and he just has a style of skating that's less flowy, but no less artistic, and that might just be me. Painting with harsh lines is his own kind of painting. That is true, and the thing is, if I felt like he felt like that, I feel like I'd be inclined to agree with you. Because there are performers who perform non-flowy, but incredibly artistic performances. If you were watching the ice dancing, not the pairs, but no, I take that back. Pairs, not ice dancing. The pairs performance earlier that day, the Americans' pair performance was not super flowy. It was like a, what do you call it? Like a matador performance, where the man was like the bull and the woman was had the cape and was the matador. And they did not have a super flowy routine. It was very sharp. It was very pointed. And it was ice dance, not pairs. Okay, so it was one of the ones. I keep getting them mixed up. Yes, it was chalk. I keep getting mixed up because I watched them back to back because I missed them the day of. That I was like, whoops, whatever. Regardless, that performance like almost brought me to tears, legitimately, because it was so cool, and I was like so proud of the American team. Like, I love feeling proud about my team, and like, it was not a super flowy artistic or whatever. Like, that one was like, it was harsh, and it was whatever, and like, it felt artistic, and it felt performative, and it felt like it went with the music, and it felt like they were together, and it felt like it was really, 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 really great. I'm aware that ice dance doesn't jump. I'm aware of the difference between both of them. I was just saying I could not remember which they were. I was like, that's the point I was making, is that I don't feel like, I don't feel like, and this is at this point, this is a bad faith feeling. I'm being honest about, this is my opinion and has nothing to do with fact. I don't feel like Ilya feels that way about his skating either. I don't feel like he cares about the component scores. I think his components are connecting pieces for his jumps. And that's okay. If your whole focus is jumps, like, I get it. That's fine. That's your focus. But like, I don't think he has that feeling of like, this is my style. My style is harsh and my style is, you know, very explosive and very whatever, like that. I feel like you could give him all of this benefit of the doubt, but I don't know if he even feels that way. I think he can use his components as connecting pieces for his jumps, and his jumps are what he's focused on. And I can't even chalk him. He does them fantastically. He's amazing at them. He really is. It's just like, I don't know. I've got opinions on it. But that's just my opinion. You are allowed to have literally any other opinion. You don't have to like the things I like. You don't have to dislike the things I dislike. I just wanted to come on the only platform I have to talk about this stuff, because I don't have people in my life to talk about it. And I just wanted to get a chance to talk about it. And that's what I wanted. I just wanted to talk about it. I just wanted to get excited, because I love ice skating. And I think it's fucking awesome. I wish I could ice skate better than I can, but it causes really severe pain in all of my joints that have fucking issues. So when I do ice skate, it's like once a year, and then I'm in pain for like 3 days. But it's one of those things that, like, man, I wish I could do that more. Because God, it is fun. Ice skating and roller skating, like both of them, give me like such a feeling of flying. Like, it's such a cool feeling. But yes, I'm so excited to see the rest of them. Yeah, Kageyama might be one of the best. Kageyama and Sato are both fucking insane skaters. I mean, like, genuinely amazing skaters. I think artistry can be questioned, but I definitely think succeeding and fully doing the jump well should matter more than attempting a hard jump and not landing it at all. I agree. I think personally, that's one of the parts of ice skating scoring that I think is unfair. I think there should be some level of reward for attempting a complicated jump. But if you can't complete it, there should not be reward for, well, you tried. Good shot, buddy. Because, like, and I don't think it's entirely that way. Because even getting the rotations correct on say something like a quad, any of the 6 jumps, quad toe, quad lutz, quad style, whatever it is, fuck a quad axel, fuck that. Even getting the amount of rotations correct, getting up in the air and making 4 full rotations and landing backwards, that's fucking insane. That is incredibly impressive. I don't think that should be scored higher than, like, I don't think you should be able to just land it and then fall down and have that still count as more points than landing a triple perfectly. Because that doesn't, and there is, let me really quickly to give you like a little comparison. There's like, if like this is a triple, it can be like this, where it's like, it can be these points or whatever. And then like this is a quad and it's like this. So like, if there is a way that if you perform a quad horribly, you get a lower score than if you perform a triple really well. But if you even just like kind of fuck up on a quad, it's still better than like an absolutely perfect triple. That's the balance that I think needs to be off. That needs to be balanced better. Like, I think personally, this is just a personal opinion, it should be like here. Maybe not there, but like I think an absolutely failed quad should be the same as a base of a 3, and an absolutely phenomenal 3 should be almost a quad. Maybe not exactly a quad, but like almost a quad. Because a quad is still a million times harder than a triple. So like, it should be like there. Like, it's just like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, there should be a better balance, and there's not currently. If you fuck it up, that's no longer the jump. If there's a fumble or a slight stumble, sure, give them the difficulty. Well, and that's what I'm saying. There is still, because if you fall out of it, so if you don't land backwards, if you don't make the correct amount of rotations, if you don't land on one foot, if you land on one foot but in the wrong position, because some have to be landed outer edge, some are landed inner edge. Like there's a lot of things or whatever. You can fail the jump, like, but they will still count it as an attempt. They've just like completely dock the points down off of it. Or if you don't make the right amount of rotations, it doesn't count as a quad. It's however many rotations you made in the air is what counts when your foot hits the ground. Yes, if you under rotate, it does only count as a 3. Like that's correct. I think a landed and okay quad should be a perfect triple, but any fault on a quad should make it less than a perfect triple. I completely agree. Yeah. A fucked up quad should not be better than a perfect triple. I completely agree. And that's the part that I'm like, that's where there is some balancing issues in the ice skating world that I think really could use some balancing. Unfortunately. God, my back hurts. But that's where all of the feelings have been recently. It's just I like getting this is the only sport in the entire world that I like getting worked up for. I don't give a fuck about football. I don't give a fuck about baseball. I don't give a fuck about literally any other sport that happens during the year. I like getting really, really, really emotional and worked up about ice skating and nothing else. That's it. I just like this is like the one time I get to have these type of opinions during the year, because everyone's like, oh, the fucking Super Bowl, I'm really worked up about. I just don't care. I love doing it with everybody else. I love having fun with them, but I don't care. I love having opinions on ice skating. Back aching. These issues haven't come up before because no pitch is crazy enough to do them all. Yeah. And Yuzuru Hanyu was unfairly scored for almost his entire career. It drove me fucking crazy because he was an artistically centered, not really centered. He was very, very, very well-rounded. But that man was fucking torn apart for just everything. And he had some really serious injuries. I have a brief Zoom meeting in 10 minutes. Hey, I believe in you. You got this. We had the same round dance. A fucked up triple pirouette is not worth more than a perfect double pirouette. Yeah. If you can't do a perfect triple, don't do the triple at all. Exactly. I think there is too much gift given to the put yourself out there and just try it kind of thing. Like there is way too much incentive. That's what I want. Way too much incentive to just try a quad. Because if you can at least rotate 4 times and land-ish, doesn't matter if you hit the ice, you still get more points than if you did a really, really good triple. Because getting a perfect, like a +5 on any jump is damn near impossible once you're above doubles. It's not impossible, but it's quite hard. This is coming from someone who can't turn for shit. Yeah, turns were never my strong suit. I was okay. But I was never great and could not pull anything clean off past a double. Back in the day. I should not be working on this part of her hair. I got so many other pieces I should be working on. I couldn't do triple consistently. They had me do something else. Yeah, I was not a triple person. Alisacones are fire, my pirouettes are bad. Pirouettes I can do. Alisacones were just not important very often for me. But also, like, pirouettes are much higher needed in most low-level ballet than alisacones. Alisacones are once you're in higher level ballet, they push that a lot more. But you have to be able to do very, 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 very clean pirouettes before they even let you play alisacone. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with Genesis right now. I'm just kind of screwing around. I've not made any progress, and I've been doing this for an hour because I've just been ranting about fucking ice skating for an hour. I don't know, harder turns. We technically called them fletes, but I know you'd shoot me if I call them that. No, it's because you're not in ballet, so yours by technicality you weren't doing alisacones, you were doing fletes because you're not in ballet, so there's no reason to call them alisacones. Alisacone is French. Like it's a ballet term. They're all technically the same fucking thing, but it's if you're not in ballet, you don't need to call them that. I would not shoot you. I would not have literally any opinions on you calling them fuetes. Which I also French. I don't know. I don't know the rules about that. I never called them fuetes, but I don't think it's a wrong term at all. I don't think I have literally any opinion at all about how you call them. I just know what I have called them. Anyways, you want to know what stupid sport category I've gotten way too invested in this Olympic? I'm gonna guess hockey, but I think a more funny answer would be curling. I think it should be curling. If it isn't curling, it should be. If I'm allowed to make a suggestion. Bro, double luge is great. Is it skeleton? Have you gotten into skeleton? Okay, it is luge. It is luge. Wonderful. I don't understand curling at all. You throw a heavy disc, and then you rub the ice really hard to make the disc go the direction you want it to. I'm planning on watching Skeleton and Bobsled too. Skeleton is crazy. I'd be so good at Skeleton, I'm so sure of it. I'm sure I wouldn't be. Certain I'd be bad at all of these. I only know it was luge based because Reese explained it. Okay, so you already knew. This wasn't just a random guess. You knew. I suspected as such. But it's a fun sport to watch. I was getting into hearing about like the things that were happening within it. Like wasn't there an entire team that fucking fell off and only one guy made it to the bottom? It's a pretty intense beginning. Zoom meeting scary. What if I accidentally speak? You will be just fine, my friend. I believe in you. I bless upon thee the power of the Zoom. You'll do fine. I believe in you. What if I shaded both of these things with the same color just for fun? I fear I think I'd also be good at luge, so no worries. I fear I don't think it'd be hard to be good at luge in a weird, like, not like to be, not hating on the sport, you know, but it doesn't look like there's a whole lot to it other than the speed run up and the steering. Like, I feel like it's a semi-self-explanatory thing. I feel like you could probably do it for like 2 years and be Olympic ready. Like bobsled, yeah, I could do that. I could figure out curling, I'm sure of it. Yeah, I'm also one of those people that because I don't have any athletic ability, so sports is one that I'm not as confident in. But I am one of those people outside of sports that I'm like, I'm not an idiot. I'm not. So I'm almost certain there's not a single thing in this world that if you gave me enough time I couldn't be pretty good at, honestly. I could be at least mediocre, but likely pretty good at almost anything you give me. Just because I have the capability of learning and trying things. I've lifted my leg in an arabesque on skate once. Sent me to the Olympics. Yeah. I can do one bad turn on ice skates. I'm basically a figure skater. Yeah, you are. So I'm sending you to the Olympics. We're sending you in. Amber Glenn's been bullied off of the international stage. It's time you take her place. Do her well. Make her proud. Tap me in, coach. Mine is specifically sports. Well, you've got, like, all of your high school and college years being, like, in an incredibly difficult sport. Like, honing your physical physique. I also don't doubt that you could take on pretty much any sport and be at least kind of good at it, considering you got the physique for it. You got the muscle. As long as you can learn learn the rules, all you've got to pick up is like some of the skill that might take like some of the more skill-based things. Like basketball is going to take a little bit more practice, like, you know, get the skills right. But like you've already got the athleticism going for you. Cave diving. Yes, Emily, I saw that you had called them the Princes of Alt Bisexuality in New Jersey when the stream opened. I did see. Crazy thing to be broken down into just being alternative, being bi, and being from New Jersey. Like, it's just like, I know it's so bright. It's just such a crazy thing to be like, yep, these are what these girls are known for. Man, I love color theory. I just like, those are the same pink. And like, they kind of look like it. But like, if you were to like just put it like up here, those are the same pink. And that just is such a weird look to me. Like, isn't that fun? Like, they look so different. But yeah, that's why like I like, it's kind of goofy, but so I'm in training for MA stuff right now. Like, so like, it's one of those like, I'm learning things, and one of the things I'm learning is blood draw. And I don't even, I guess I'm gonna still say learning, but like, I really thought it'd be kind of difficult, but I was like, yeah, I can learn how to draw blood. So the first time I was given a needle, she's like, okay, here is your needle, here is the arm, here is the vein, do it. And I was like, okay, poke. And I was fine. And I did it. And guess what? I haven't messed up once. I've been drawing blood for weeks. I've drawn like a dozen people's bloods. I've learned like a couple of weeks ago. I did a couple of them like a while ago, and then we stopped doing them. And now I've been doing them for like 2 weeks. Haven't messed up a single person. It's really not hard. Like, I want to be like, oh my God, I draw blood now. And it was like this really, like, I really had to learn, and like, I get so nervous, like giving, like, you know, I'm putting something into people's veins, and I'm like, it's such like a, so much could go wrong. And it's like, no, it's just not like that, bro. It's really fucking not stressful. It was stressful for the first like 2 times, and then I was like, man, this is really not hard. And I'm gonna eat my words eventually, because I'm gonna run into one that I can't draw and I'm gonna fail, but so does literally every nurse ever, so like, it's just like one of those things that, like, yeah, this really isn't that hard. Emma. People keep calling it a sport. Oh, cave diving is whatever people who cave dive want it to be, bro. Don't know, don't want to participate regardless. I gotta take a pain pill today. My joints are really screwing with me. She's such a cutie. Yeah, I'm just gonna... This also feels like a darker red, so I feel like that works. Cool. There might be at least one spider. You win if you survive. Yeah. The good luck cave diving. If you come out alive, you win. First person to survive wins, like... I forgot I gave this girl a fucking Medusa. Straight up forgot about that. Ooh. You get docked. Which level of hell you go? Say with base jumping, that's not a sport. That's a competitive ability to meet your maker. The Nutty Putty Cave is about to host Olympics in 4 years. Good joke, Emily. I liked that one. Yeah, it's weird because they do, like, okay, hey, I need to know. What defines a sport? Sport is defined as any organized, competitive activity requiring physical skill, exertion, and prowess, regulated by a set of rules. So yeah, none of those are sports because there's no, like, competition to it. Like, base jumping isn't a sport. Is base jumping a sport? What does the internet say? Oops, I capitalized it. I mean, the Wikipedia does call it a sport. It is called a sport. Oh, there are competitions. Huh. Base competitions have been held since the 1980s with accurate landings or free-fall acrobatics used as a judging criteria. So recent years have found a formal competition held at the 452-meter tall high Petronas Tower in Malaysia. And in the 2012, the World Wingsuit League held their first wingsuit base jumping competition in China. So it is a sport. It is competitive. You can actually compete. That's cool. Humans will find anything to compete in. It's kind of cute. Humans are kind of like that. They do just want to find something to fight about. Like, that's so person coded. I feel like I need to make her shoes either the same pink or like a drastically different pink. I feel like that's probably better. Like, I can't be like semi-similar. It needs to either be like one or the other. Extreme spelunkers attempt the rainy cave difficulty. Yeah, Telemachus shows up sometimes. You look away too long and he will show up. He's kind of like a boogeyman. One of those, like, don't say it, don't think it. They're like the bye-bye man type shit. Except it's just Telemachus, like, in your bedroom. Because I'm stuck with these stories, but no clue who you are. Everything about going headfirst on a small sled at 80 miles an hour is some white people shit. Yeah, it sure is. Most of the Winter Olympic roster is white people shit. Telemachus goes for gold in cave diving. Ouch. Legendary. I feel like maybe white base, actually. I don't know. I hate having to design clothes. I never know what to do. white doesn't feel right. Oh, that could be. I think this could work. I think this might be the answer. And I might do like white on the trim there. I don't know what I'm doing with this girl's outfit. I just do whatever the fuck comes to mind for Genesis. She does not have like Genesis is like an actual person, so she doesn't have like an outfit that I draw her in every time. I just kind of have to come up with like whatever the fuck I want to draw. Oop. Because like I don't have like a like, oh yeah, this is Genesis's default outfit because she's just like a girl in fucking college. Well, and high school, depending on what era. Don't you dare call my mother a tramp. Oh, whoa, whoa. I just did. What's she gonna do about it, champ? Okay. I want gold. I've changed my mind. Just her necklace is gold, and I think that looks better. Well, yeah, I like it. To be fair, I think there's a black woman on the skeleton team for the USA. She's taking one for the team. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't either. I simply do not know. Props to whoever's doing any of that shit. I feel like she'd be one of those people to do these like little like those little like whatever. You know what I mean? Should probably shade her face before I start doing makeup on this girl. Let's do shading first, and then we will get makeup in there. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna screw around with it a little bit, I'm sure. My back. Genesis always had the Medusa, and I forgot to draw it for Art Fight. People forgot Vanna's too, so I wouldn't be surprised. I didn't know Vanna had one, TBH, and also no, Genesis has not always had it, so you did not forget it. That was a newer addition, like a couple months ago for Genesis. So no, you did not miss it, and also I legitimately did not know Vanna had one. Okay, good, but also goddamn it, I can't think of a single drawing with Vanna that I have ever seen a Medusa on her ever. I'm gonna go to bed. Night, Arctic. It is written in the book. I'm sorry. Among 60,000 words, I did not take in the maybe one time you mentioned, and maybe you mentioned it several times, but among everything that was going in, I did not remember the Medusa. of just all that was going on that just didn't stick with me. Do you draw her with it? Hello, Xander, I am here. Welcome back. You missed all of my ranting, but I'm done now. I'm calm. I know we're just talking about OCs. I'll just go back over those. Oops. You will. Alright, I am at this point. I am going to turn Kate and Sawyer back on every once in a while because I do want to make sure I kind of have my art styles semi-similar amongst them. And then I'll turn it back on and off as I kind of like adjust what I'm doing. And obviously because I have to do the colors behind where they're sitting, which is why I keep turning them off. I want to have the characters each individually like completely drawn behind each other so that I can like remove any individual one. Kane, what's going on with this green over here, buddy? Whose layer is that on? It's not even Kane, it's Sawyer. Sawyer, brother, get it together. Get that out of here. Back to this. Okay. I finished my show for today. Awesome. I hope you enjoyed it. Piercings are small. They are. Oh, okay, wait. I'm backing up. Vanna always had one, but it's easy to miss because it's small. It's on her tarot card. Yeah, piercings are very little. I love the arts and the colors. Yay. I also, like, the colors are so much fun on this right now. Like, I'm just eating up doing this. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Yeah. Oh, see, I gotta make sure I accidentally... Oh, I forgot to lock this shit. Just little stuff here and there. I'm kind of just screwing around with color nowadays. I'm just gonna do fucking whatever. Half of my color theory shit is just doing whatever the fuck. I've drawn her with it. Yeah, I didn't disbelieve you. I was just asking. Like, I wasn't like, you haven't drawn her with it. I was just like, I didn't know. Like, did you draw her with it? Because I simply do not remember. But it's also kind of like, I have Genesis's Trigus also pierced. Would you have noticed that if I didn't point out that she has like a tiny little black star Trigus? Like, I'm not gonna point it out to people. They're not gonna miss. Like, that it just is what it is. Like, it is there. But it's one of those things that, like, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was happening. That's really powerful. What do you mean that's really what's happening here? Like, I just like adding little shit sometimes that, like, I understand that people aren't gonna get every time, and that's okay. It's also okay to be like, man, I really liked that design element, but people don't know about it, and it's like, yeah, that sucks. I didn't know that's what was happening. That's really powerful. That's what I wanted. I have no idea what's going on. Too niche? Yeah, too niche for Xander. Wait, hang on. I have a guess, but I think I'm wrong, and it would be really embarrassing if I am, so I'm not saying it. I'm sorry, I'm in queer media. Okay, yeah, then I don't think I'm anywhere near the right thing. Okay. I want to play this game, but I don't have art to point out the details in that people don't notice. I'm also, yeah, we're listen, we're all in different types of queer media. There's a lot of queer media out there to enjoy. We're all in a little bit of different spaces. Back from your brief Zoom meeting. Hope it went well. Hope it wasn't as treacherous as you feared it would be. I feel like I want something a little bit warmer. Just shove a little bit of red there. Not like a whole lot, just like a little bit. Just a little like little rouge, little rouge. That feels right. Half the time I just be doing shit. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But I do, there's a lot of fun to like having like little traits about your characters that you know that like not everybody's gonna see every time or notice every time, but like you know, and it matters to you. And sometimes that's all that matters. And sometimes that's not enough, and sometimes it is more important to tell people or show people or have people notice. But that's one of those like, wouldn't it be nice, but also don't always get it. Like kind of sucks that you're like, ah man, I wish people knew that insert thing here. That is, I was like, yeah. I don't feel like quite right here, but I need a little bit. I need a little bit more light here. It's a little bit better. Do, do, do. I should probably just like do all of the colors and then blend, but I just be kind of throwing shit on there. There's probably a better way to do this, but I just don't care. You guys never noticed Jenny's industrial piercing. Damn, I'm sorry. Genesis Pretty. My teacher has my Tumblr blog now. That's a thing. I hope there wasn't any I hate his name so much post that I don't remember posting. Hope not. I forgot I wanted a little bit of this like purple shading in there. Gotta like tuck that bad boy in there. Gotta get some color in this girl. Yes. Cool. Fuck. Okay. I'm just gonna throw a couple of colors in a couple of places. None of that's gonna be super dark. It's just gonna be a little bit dark, so I don't want to go like crazy on it. Like, the only place I could see it being, like, a little bit like that would be, like, right under here. But even then, like, it's not gonna be, like, crazy. Like, I feel like that's probably correct. And, like, under the chin. Turn that shit down. And something like this. I forgot that I should not add makeup until it's done, but it's okay. And then I want to do like a little bit here. Because we're gonna kind of make the shading also work like blush just a little bit. Do a little bit of nose shading. Not a shit ton. That's good for me. I feel like I need more depth in her face. I don't like it. I don't know what it is that I'm like, her face doesn't look like it has any depth. I just need to like pull it out further. I don't know. I don't know if that's what I needed, but that's a little bit better. Stuff like this would probably work. Sorry, I suddenly got like very Genesis locked in, and I stopped like having anything to say. It's just like I just gotta draw boobs. Boobs are morally correct, or whatever the title of today's stream is. Ah, almost. Have you seen me spamming my boards? I have not. I've first name almost, second name Xander. Yeah, that's genuinely yeah. Highlight on her cheek, perhaps. I can do a little bit of. Eh. I don't know. I don't know if that's what I want. I've blended it back out. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'll screw around. Boobs real. Boobs real. Yeah, I've not seen you spamming your boards a lot recently. Work has been really bad the past couple of days. It's just been like incredibly busy. I'm gonna talk not fun things for like a minute or two. I'm not gonna get really deep into it because this is our little safe area. So I'm not gonna get crazy into any of the shit going on. But there's some Indiana state stuff that's happening right now that's been really bad for the past like 3 days. And god damn it. But in the state of Indiana, there was a executive order passed. It was passed back in March last year. So the executive order itself, like, got through its like actual passing, whatever. It got through the passing stage quite a while ago, back, like I said, in March last year. But in January, they started using that executive order to begin implementing laws, which is never a good thing when they decide that they want new laws. and through implementing actions, I should say, not necessarily laws, but one of the implementations that they decided to put in order was that all identifications in the state of Indiana need to match your gender assigned at birth. So one of the things they reached out to for that is the BMV, which is the Department of Motor Vehicles or Bureau of Motor Vehicles, depending on where you are, the place to get your license. And as of 3 days ago, the Department of Motor Vehicles or Bureau of Motor Vehicles posted a thing on their website saying that as of February 12th, which is an hour and a half from now, you will no longer be able to change your gender in the state of Indiana. Regardless of court orders, regardless of medical provider information, signed things, it didn't matter. And they posted that less than 3 days ago. Quietly. No announcements, no calls made, no anything sent out to anybody. Just quietly posted on their website that as of February 12th, that change would be happening. So you can imagine how the past 3 days have been, as people have been discovering that that law was about to be passed and showing up frantically at our place, like with the paperwork, like, help, I need to have my gender marker changed. Do you have a physician that can sign off on this? Because this is where they're getting their gender care. And wouldn't you know that we don't have a provider in office? We have a provider. We don't have a physician. We do not have a physician on staff at Planned Parenthood. We have a nurse practitioner, not a physician. There is nothing we can do. And I have made calls all over the state of Indiana trying to get a hold of providers, trying to get people access to this paperwork, all over. Yesterday I managed to get a hold of one provider. I'm about to talk about some crazy shit. Yesterday I managed to get a hold of one provider I was able to fax her the paperwork. She was not in office, mind you. She was out of office, not working that day. I was able to email her, fax her, two people's paperwork. I did one. Somebody else in a different city sent her one as well. Sent both to the provider. She was able to fill that information out. And because it has to be a wet signature, meaning it cannot be an electronic signature, it has to be a physical ink signature. So you can't like fax it back over to us. It has to be signed on that paper and held in your hands. You cannot electronically scan it in. You cannot fax it, print it, nothing. Has to be signed on that physical paper. Got to be wet ink. She was able to sign them and then put them in the mail and overnight mail them back to the patients. She wasn't able to mail them directly to the patients. She had to mail them both to an office, of which I had to then call my patient this morning and be like, okay, your paperwork is signed. It's ready for you in not here, a different city, 3 hours away from here. Go get it. And they're like, okay, I'm calling out of work right now. I'm going to go get it. Had another person show up today and she's like, I gotta get my gender changed. What can you do? I made calls and calls and calls and calls and calls and calls. And I finally got a hold of one person who had one paper still accessible to them that had been signed by a physician that we could give out. One paper in the state of Indiana that had been signed by a physician. And I called my patient and was like, we have one. If you're willing to go get it, it's yours. And she's like, absolutely. Where is it? 4 hours from here. She's like, okay, cool. I'm leaving now. Please tell them to hold on to it. And called the office back and I was like, okay, my patient's on her way. It'll be 4 hours. She'll be there. And they said, okay, we'll hold on to it for her. We had people driving 8 hours round trip today to change their gender marker because today was the last chance. It is now too late. It was by end of close today. Starting tomorrow morning when the Bureau of Motor Vehicles opens tomorrow morning, you will no longer be able to change your gender marker. And it has been just an insane couple of days. And obviously I feel nauseous about all of it because it just sucks existing right now. And I'm literally just doing everything I can to just not fucking think about it. But it's also my entire job to be thinking about it. And I, as an individual, have to be the person that when these people show up like I need to get this signed, have to pull them back and be like, listen, There's nothing I can do. I cannot get you with another provider. I cannot get you a signature. I can't even send you 4 hours away from here to go pick up someone somewhere else. We're out. We're out. We have no more. There is nothing I can do for you. Like, you're out of luck. I'm sorry, it's too late. Having to give that conversation several times today, I'm so tired, bro. That's why I came home from work and I just took a fucking nap, because like emotionally I just can't, I legitimately cannot do anymore. Like I'm tapped. I'm done. Like I just, oh my god, bro. And I just want to enjoy the stupid little things in my life right now. I want to enjoy my OCs, and I want to talk to my friends, and I want to stream. And the world is so determined to make my life fucking impossible. And it's just, oh, girl, I'm tired. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. But anyways, thank you for letting me rant for a second. Needed that. I haven't even been hungry. Like, I'm just not hungry because I'm just, everything is just driving me nuts. But whatever. Anyways, that was my quick little rant. I'm sorry, I'll get back to being normal again. I just needed a moment to just be like, God damn, everything blows. But everything's fine. And the next 3 years will be bad, and then we'll keep surviving because that's what people do. You just keep going. What else is there to do? I feel like this entire section, like these fingers would be shaded like all over. But anywho, back to being a human being. I have been using my OCs as my live, laugh, love distraction. So I've been thinking about Genesis a lot recently. I've also been thinking about Kane and Sawyer a lot recently, which has been really fun. Come move to New Zealand. Honestly, I would, but I don't think you guys take my type. Isn't New Zealand one of the places that you can't move if you have like an autism diagnosis? Fairly certain that's true. I might be incorrect about that. It's possible I'm wrong. Which I don't have a diagnosis anyways, so technically. Isn't there... Hang on. I'm gonna make sure I'm not crazy. Countries like Australia, Canada, and New Zealand have faced criticism and implemented policies that effectively limit or deny immigration for autistic individuals and others with disabilities due to health criteria that assesses potential costs to health and social services, leading to rejections even of those with skilled worker families. So, yeah. Because there are countries that have, like, universal healthcare. And so there is like a certain level that bars those deemed as a significant cost or like would impact the acceptable standard of health within a country. So there's a reason I don't have a legal diagnosis, because it can fuck you over. Now, again, I don't know absolutely everything about that. I just want to clarify 100%. I'm reading off of the AI thing. This is stuff I've heard about. I don't know the entire truth of it, and I do not know if that is a ban or a limitation or what it is. Something I have heard before. It may be a rumor, because especially I'm reading off of the AI thing at the top, and you know AI lies. Okay, so there's a thing here really quickly. So there is a thing on can countries deny somebody for being autistic. There is no global ban on any autistic immigration. New Zealand and Australia, though, have refused residence visas if a projected healthcare or education cost exceeds a set threshold. So it's less about if you as an adult have it and more if you have a projected healthcare that would cost too much, and or if you are an autistic child who would cost too much in education, they will deny you. So it's medical inadmissibility, essentially. So that I had to look that up really quickly. You just can't cost the country money. My friend got a comment on her AO3 today of someone saying they didn't understand the ending of her fix. So they asked AI to explain it? We gotta cancel fans of anything. I'll be saying, I get it, I'm expensive. Yeah. You should see my medical bills right now. Copy and pasted their comment. I was so confused and I just asked AI what the last part meant, and then once I understood, I was like, oh, and then oh. Ew. Literally cancel them. That's disgusting. Do you guys want to take a guess, by the way? Emily knows, so she's not allowed to say. Do you guys want to take a guess on, I got my bill back from my ER visit. Anybody want to take a swing at how much that ER visit cost me? Okay, it's not 20K. I didn't have surgery. 4 gold shekels, correct. I did not have surgery. For your information, I got a couple of blood draws done. I had an MRI done. I had, what else did I have? I did not have a CT done. I did see, so for an MRI, a little bit of blood work, and I think that's, I saw a doctor for maybe 4 minutes. At most, I saw her for about 4 minutes. That's your reference point for what I did in there. And it is less than 20,000, that by a long shot. I did not have surgery. Interior has said 5K. Oblivion has said a quarter, and your firstborn child. 4 shekels, 8 doubloons. $7,000. It was $7,000. So yeah. 14 meals at Texas Red. Yeah, so about $7,000. It was about 14 meals at Texas Roadhouse. How many meals at Texas Roadhouse can I buy with $7,000? Yeah, sure, Tyria wins. But yeah, no, it's good news is insurance is covering a fat chunk of it. Which is super, super good for me, because yikes. So insurance is covering a good chunk of it. As of right now, I owe about $2,500. So it's very, 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 very lucky that all of this happened when I had insurance. All of this happened 9 days after I started my insurance. Got very lucky this time. Okay, and I need you to go away for a second. And Sawyer also, actually. Oops. Yeah. I know you won't see this part, but I just wanted to do it anyways. Because I just wanted to have the shading in there, because I think it's fun. Her colors are so pretty. 1,500 meals, but since they serve about 4 people each time, dividing 1,500 by 4 means you can buy 375 meals at Texas Roadhouse for $7,000. Good job. Good math for today. Bro, my back be aching. All right, skirt, shoes, little garter belt, and then we're good. Actually, let me do the shading on this bad boy real quick. Because I feel like this would be, get a couple of darker layers in here. I actually think this is going to be like fully shaded. What happened here? There's something about just, I want to have that dark. Did a little bit back there, a little there, a little there. Just a couple of them, you know? Just kind of get a color variance going. Actually, let me get the highlights in there too, and then I'll do like a big old shade. I'm doing her shadows lighter, or like warmer, and her highlights cooler, which is really backwards, but I'm liking the way it looks. So I'm just gonna rock with it, man. Might as well. I just like the way it looks. There's something about it. Just reads right for her. All right. Okay. Like something about that's just right. Like it just works. I want to go to the Roadhouse with Dario again, bro. Same. Ollie's. Oh, my back. Okay. Oh, my freaking shoulders. I need to stretch or something. My fucking pain has been so bad today. This girl is so pretty. Okay. Beep, 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 beep. And then get this bad boy back in here. Shade this shit. And get a little bit of this in here. I don't really give a shit how the shoes look because it's not a huge deal to me, but just gonna get some shading in here. Theoretically, the shoes are not gonna be the most important part of this girl. Or the most important part of this entire piece, really, because there's so much going on in this piece that I'm hoping nobody's gonna be like, her shoes aren't very cleanly shaded. Eat my dick. I know nobody would ever actually say that. I'm just being pedantic. They're like, well, if you don't like it, suck nards. Don't know what to tell you. I'm just throwing shading down fucking wherever, man. Okay. I need to redo her bangles. Beep, 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 beep. These just need to be colored back in properly. Okay. All right. 3 down, baby. What a good looking group of people. My God. I love shoes. Shoes make me excited. I'm glad you like the shoes. The shoes, they're all right. They're not like the best I've ever on. They're just like quick little things. Kane's shoes are so, I mean, Kane and Sawyer's shoes both are so specific. Like, they're so specific. I draw them like this, like, and they're both like designed shoes. And now her shoes look like unfinished. I you know what? I know what'll make it feel better. Get a little buckle in there. Get a little buckle going right here. Just see what I mean? Just like that. Just like a little happy little buckle. And then grab some of that gold going on here. And we'll take like this. And just slip that in there. And a little bit of highlight. Already better shoe. Boom. Yeah, that works for me. Okay. I don't like the, I don't know what I need here. Is that what I need? I don't like this white, the white trim. I thought I would like white on these shoes, but I don't. I don't like it. I'm gonna leave it like that for now. I might screw with it later. But what a trio of people. In my heart, they're a trio, yeah. This is really an adventure. I have no idea how this trio would act together, but they'd act a goddamn fool, that's for sure. This is a hell of a trio of people to be putting together. And there's so much going on just here already, and that's so little of what's happening. Like, there's so much going on in this drawing. Genesis of the Divine Feminine Energy. She is, like, genuinely. I love her just so much. Ugh. And Azazel is next on our list to get done. I'm so tired. I'm gonna see if I can maybe get Azazel's flats done. I don't have to go to bed early today because I can go into work late tomorrow. But my joints just hurt so much. So I'm not gonna be live much longer just because I don't feel great. They do different things based on each person's interest. One day they do something Sawyer likes, the next they do Kane's thing, and then they do Genesis's thing. Why did Kane's get an E? Why did Kane, what in the raising Canes are you doing to my Kane? Why'd you E him? They're sharing interests. So he said, okay, look. My voice. Sawyer. So if they're gonna do, it's a Sawyer day and then a Kane day and then a Genesis day. So they're gonna go horseback riding and then drinking at the bar and then they're gonna go swimming in a pool. Trust me and grant mercy. Raising Canes and Arby's. Good lord. My favorite ship. Yeah, it's Raising Canes and Sawyer Arby's. Yeah, it's that Genesis restaurant we always be talking about. That just doesn't exist. Look at my face real quick. I gotta pull up my Azazel ref. We always make plans to go to Genesis, that place that exists. That just doesn't exist. I don't know why I can't get it out of my head that it's still Genesis. I just don't know why. Alright. Let's get Azazel's, like, very, very base colors at least thrown down. I really am having fun. It is a little bit of a challenge, but I'm having fun putting, like, their entire color layer is all done on one layer. Like, you just saw me do Genesis's. Flats, shades, highlights, everything were all done on one layer. Like, just because it's fun to prove to myself, like, I'm totally capable of doing it. It's really not super hard. I just never do. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of you guys. I'm also gonna get rid of you. This is gonna be a little bit stupid, but this is the easiest. Like, because his skin color is so close to the background. This is stupid, but it's just an easy way for me to see. The poor speed paint is just gonna have a section where it's just bright blue. It will actually probably do that a couple of times as I do all of my pale ass motherfuckers. Wait a damn minute. Why do I do this to myself? Okay, I'll just go ahead and touch it up. Hands look good. And I'll fill all that in. I might redden this a little bit. My ginger boy. Doop, 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 doop. Cool. All right, base colors locked in. Forgot that I could do that. I'm gonna be completely real with you. Forgot I could do that. I need that eye color, baby. Beep. Just stealing colors from my own shit. What's happening? Oh god, I don't know. I have any idea what's happening. I haven't been paying attention. Sawyer is Arby's because he has the meats. I went to a place called the Magic Time Machine as a kid for so long. For some reason, I thought it was called the Magic Crayon Box. Pfft. Rooster Teeth podcast. Huh. They made it sound so magical, and now I looked at it and it looks like drugs gone wild. That's crazy. I hate the new Procreate thing where I can make it not full screen. iOS and do this change. It's not just a Procreate thing. It's just it's a new tablet thing that you can just do this for whatever reason. And then like you can do it and then like use that to like switch to like other like tabs. Like you can like minimize shit. Like it's just weird. It's just the new they've made it into a Mac. My tablet's just a Mac now. It's really weird. You walk like a newborn deer. Send birthday invites. And now all your friend is here. Danny, don't you know that you are belle as fuck on the inside? Through an awkward phase from 12 to 29. Everyone feels weird on the inside. Close your eyes and you will see a window into your destiny. And they want more. And you come alive. No one cares that you're 35. You're a rock star. On a centaur. Where did you get a centaur? But now you finally found your... See, that's way too orange. I really struggle with getting Azazel's hair like the color I want it to be. Like, even this is a little too orange. Yeah. Something like that. I don't know, man. Very helpful. It's an hour away, but I'll make the drive just for you. Can you stop by my house and get me? It's on the way. It's certainly on the way. Android has had this feature for years, and it's annoying that I accidentally look at the corner of my screen wrong mid-drawing, and now it's small. I've been having a rough time in school in my life, and for some reason, the only thing I can think that gets me through it is thinking about The Godfather. I don't know what it is, but something about the murder and betrayal and the executions make me feel so safe. It's like a big warm hug. Hey, man, we don't get to judge other people's comfort media. Whatever your comfort media is, I mean, happy for you. If your comfort media is the murder of the men within The Godfather, that is your comfort media, and I'm just here to support you. The only thing getting me through life right now is watching fucking Yuzuru Hanyu ice skate. You don't mean the horse scene. I love organized crime so much. That's my girl. A special kind of crazy that we love. Yeah, it was supposed to be a fresh start. I know it's not actually fun when you're in it, but why do they make it look so much fun? There is a certain level of the romanticization of that type of lifestyle it's not new, it's not rare, and it's really not that weird. Like, I know we're kind of like, haha, you're crazy kind of thing or whatever. But I mean, mafia fantasies are a thing for a reason. Mafia fan fiction is a thing for a reason. Like, people love the idea of this type of power and being a part of it. Unironically, I do think it's just the human desire to want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. Like, I unironically think that is most of where that power fantasy comes from. Because organized crime, I was about to say a crazy sentence, but I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to this sentence. Organized crime, kind of like athleticism or college sports, gives you a way and a reason to feel like you are part of something. They are two very drastically different things, but I think organized crime and college sports give the same energy because it gives you a part of something bigger than yourself. It gives you an enemy and it gives you comrades. Like, and that's really all people want in life. People want a cause to fight for, they want people that are their side, and they want an enemy that they know they're up against. That's what humans are built for. Like, there's something about it that, like, it gives you purpose. Like, and knowing that, like, you're a part of this big thing, and knowing that like you have these people on your side, and you know that there's like people on that have your back, and knowing that like people are relying on you to have their back, and like the fact that like if you get this wrong, there's like there's consequences, and there's stakes, and there's these like these things of importance that are like so much bigger than you. And I think it just appeals to that part of our nature to just want that. Maybe we're kids. I just love the idea of being the Don pulling everyone's strings. Imagine life being that exciting. Yeah. It's that energy is the same reason that like fantasy media is, and I'm sure I've talked about this before and I've said it online before, but there's a reason that like fantasy media is the thing that saved my life and is also the thing that almost made me end it. Because the concept of watching these amazing fantasy things, like stories about magic and dragons and betrayal and friends and coming of age and whatever, like all of this fantasy that I buried my head in all of the time to like cope with the real world, was making me want to die because my current life would never be that. Like I have to be, as an adult, like I still have to be actively aware of and conscious when I'm getting in those headspaces and remove myself from the media. There are certain medias that I can't enjoy anymore because I will get sucked back into that mindset of my life will never be like this, so why the fuck am I living it? Like, what is the point of this world? What's the point of the life that I'm currently living if it's never going to be meaningful in the way that these fantasy like worlds are meaningful? And I have to stop interacting with the media because that's not normal or healthy to feel that way. I literally have to cut myself up and cut myself off and pull my head out of that world because I can't do it. Emily has caught me in it a couple of times. I legitimately had to pull myself away from My Hero Academia for a little bit because of it. Like, not even in the last season. It was a while ago that we'd watch, and I had to do it with The Magicians for a little bit too. I've had to do it with Fairy Tail. I've had to do it with quite a few different movies, like little things that I just like I would lose myself in, and suddenly I was like, what the fuck's the point? I had to do it with Ad Astra for a little while. Like, and when I needed it, I would escape into those little worlds. And then when I realized I was doing a lot more than escaping, I'd have to cut myself back off and come back to the real world. And remember that the real world is the only chance I get. You want to know a phrase I hate? Maybe in another life. I hate that phrase. I hate it. Because it lets you dream about shit that you don't get to dream about, and it cuts you off from the much more important phrase of, you only get this life. Well, maybe in another life, my life is exciting. Maybe in another life, I travel here. Maybe in another life, I confess. Maybe in another life, you only get this one. You don't get a maybe. You don't get another life. It's this one. This is the one you have. It's all you get. When you die, it's done. You want to believe in reincarnation? Sure. You want to believe in an afterlife? Sure. You want to believe that when you die, nothing exists anymore? Sure. You want to believe in simulation theory? Do what you want, babe. You get this one. Because even if you do get another one, you will not remember it. It will not be this consciousness of you. You only have this chance. Anytime you catch yourself saying, well, maybe in another life, you only get this one. If you want to do it, you have to do it now. You have to do it here. You have to do it in this lifetime. Maybe I'll transition in another life. You only get this life to transition if you want to do that. And it's literally never too late to do it. Maybe in another life I learned how to speak Spanish and I traveled to Spain. Do it! Unless you're literally on your deathbed, it is literally not too late. It is absolutely possible. Start learning the language now. Start saving up now. 5 years from now, you'll be in Spain. 5 years is too long. The time's going to pass anyways. And it's either going to pass and you're going to regret not doing it, or you're going to actually make progress. Those are the only fucking options. You don't have any other options. Time is passing. You have to choose what you do with it. You gotta. The fuck else are you gonna do? Anyways. Imagine knowing your closest and truest friend might betray you. What a life. Plus you're sexy and smoke all the time but never get cancer. Amazing. Real. I've never been more suicidal than when I finished Red Dead 2. Unironically, everyone knows this. I never wish for death more. Yeah, not healthy. I told my friend that it felt like I had been forcibly woken up from a dream. I tell myself that too, and the other thing I tell myself is that those lives are the only exciting because I'm not living them. If I was in a fantasy world, I would not want to be there because I don't want that kind of stress and danger. People in fantasy worlds wish that They were in our world playing Black Blast and ordering DoorDash instead of killing dragons and being beheaded. Let me explain, and Ollie, this isn't directed at you because I'm sure you understand this, but to the general community, let me explain why you want to live in a fantasy world and not this one. Because in a fantasy world, in these stories that we're writing, suffering is given meaning and purpose. The thing you're missing in your life is meaning and purpose. That is what you're missing. I was literally just complaining about the fact that I don't like going to the gym anymore because when I was a dancer, I had purpose to going to the gym. I enjoyed going to the gym because I understood that if I suffered in the gym, that I would become better at the sport that I enjoyed performing in. And because that sport mattered to me, I wanted to go to the gym because I saw reward and I saw result and I saw change happen. Like, there was purpose to what I was doing. There was a reason I was suffering. Suffering had purpose. In the current life that you are living, depending on who you are not giving your suffering purpose. Not all suffering has purpose. Not all suffering has meaning. Sometimes shit just happens and it's bad and you don't get a meaning out of it. But, funny enough, Yuzuru Hanyu, we're taking it back to ice skating for just a moment. Yuzuru Hanyu, he went through a lot in his skating career. He has gotten injured severely several times, has left competitions in wheelchairs, was very, very, very sick several times. His body is not very good at fighting off illnesses and such. Kind of a frail guy. There was a lot to it. And he was asked if he could define what a setback was and what kind of setbacks he's experienced. And he was very clear about a setback for him was when something bad happened and you couldn't find a way to turn it into something positive. When something bad just happened and you never used it to grow it into something more positive, to like make something of it, to give purpose and meaning to the things that you were going through. That was a setback. And he said that's the one thing he didn't do, is when he was struggling with something, he embraced it for what it was, understood it, like truly faced it, and then used it to make him stronger. Every time he failed, he used that as a way to convince himself of what came next and how to get stronger and how to do better and how to be better and how whatever. You know? If you want to feel like you're living in a fantasy world, give yourself purpose. Give yourself a mission. Give yourself a reason to fight. Well, what reasons are there? Pick a cause, bro. Pick a fucking cause. Do you know how many things are wrong with this world right now? Pick a fucking cause. You want to live a fantasy world right now? Are you out marching at the protests? Are you actively fighting out against ICE? How many times have you called your senator? How many times have you... whatever. Well, but I want to be out with swords battling dragon. Cool. Grab a sword, grab a shield, head to fucking Minneapolis or any other place that they're having this violent protests and put your body in the line of fire. You want to die for a fantasy world so bad? Come die for the one you're living in. I'm not, for legal reasons, I'm not actually suggesting you die, nor am I actually suggesting you to put your body in harm's way. I'm just saying, if you don't like this life because you don't feel like you have a purpose, and you don't like this life because you feel like you want to be fighting dragons and fighting for a purpose and fighting a meaning or whatever, there are so many things wrong with this world. Go make purpose. Declare a cause and spend the rest of your life fighting for it. Well, I'm just one person. Great. I don't give a fuck, bro. Yeah, join the mafia. I don't fucking know, bro. Give your life purpose. Give yourself purpose. Doesn't have to be grand. Doesn't have to be crazy. Go volunteer at the local soup kitchen. Make an actual impact on the world around you. I don't know. I'm just fucking talking to myself, bro. What am I saying? I'm not doing any of that shit either. I'm just saying. This is just the opinions of a dude who's just... This is for reference, this is the opinions of a dude sitting in his fucking pajamas in his bedroom talking to a computer screen and drawing an OC. Like, I'm not God, I'm not your therapist. I'm just fucking talking to myself. But I don't know. It's got to be better than the alternative. For a little while, this was my mission. This was my purpose in my life. Streaming and connecting with you guys, making a community here, giving people a place to belong. Like, that was the purpose. That was the whole point. You are God. You are my therapist. Yeah, actually, I've claimed the spot of both. Hey, don't put me in the same category as fucking Tammy. You know I don't like your therapist. Fight that woman. I have really strange opinions on your therapist, considering she's not my therapist. But I just don't like her. I got beef with your therapist, bro. Tammy is my Twitch streamer. Like, not my Roderick, not my therapist. I'm just fucking doing shit right now. I have no clue what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing over here, bro. I gotta be careful to not make Azazel look too muscular, because he's just not that. She is, in fact, not your therapist. Yeah, she's not. And I hope you're a great therapist. I do hope she is. I don't know why, man, I got beef against her. It's probably unwarranted beef, honestly. You've got an unreasonable beef with your therapist that isn't my therapist. Sometimes I just pick a hill and decide I'm gonna die on that one. You know me. Kind of like that, unfortunately. Some not great qualities, but that's who I am. Azazel looks so little compared to literally everybody else. And I also understand that it's because he's further away, but he just what a little guy. Like, I understand, like, once you, like, see it in perspective, like, it makes sense that he's, like, further back on the couch. But he's just a little dude. He is. He's tiny and floating in the void. He looks very alone right now. Poor guy. Yeah. I'm just throwing shit down. I have no idea what I'm doing. Azazel, headcanon for my own character. Azazel's got the fucking boniest shoulders and elbows. Dude is so bony. Looks like a floating genie. Yeah, he's gonna grant them wishes. The genie. Genie in a bottle. But no, Azazel's one of those bitches that, like, if you're, like, tickling his ass and he elbows you, brother, that thing's a fucking knife. Bony ass elbow motherfucker. Same thing with his knees. He's just a bony person. He's very bones. I think that's one of the little, like, headcanons of him. That is true because he's my OC, so it's not technically a headcanon, but you know what I mean. It's, like, not written in canon, but you just, like, understand it to be true. Just decided that this is going to be shaded this way, and I have no basis for as to why I've decided this. This is just how I've decided it's going to be shaded. I don't know, man. Something like this. This is not correct. But whatever. Something like that. I don't know. I need to be hyped up. I finished the first slide of an ad for TikTok for my Warrior Cat server, and I need to be told it's cool because I worked really hard on it. Hype, hype, hype. Accidentally 27 stab wounds. What's happening? I'm sorry about your 27 stab wounds. Ugh. God, I can't name you a single thing I want to do less than draw Azazel's tattoos right now. There's not a thing in this universe I want to do less. Why did I draw this fucker like this? Okay. Alright, let's draw this stupid fucker. You blink and 4 conversations are happening at once. Yeah, unfortunately that does happen sometimes. I'm just so close. If I could just get these fucking tattoos done. Oh, hello! Hey man, I don't know if you're in the right place. Welcome home, armpit liquor. Good to have you. Hey, we don't yuck anybody's yums here. Yeah, we don't, you know, whatever you like is what you like. Welcome home. Liquors, you're right, sorry. There are multiple, there are many of those who lick of the armpit. I guess this stream is literally called Boobs Are Morally Good. I would like to clarify, boobs are morally good, in fact. Although there is only one set of boobs on the screen right now. Really a shame. Only one set of boobs on the screen. I promise there are more boobs to come, but they're not drawn yet. Hey, I lied. Myra and Othello are tucked behind the couch, so Myra technically, unless girl's really leaning over, I might have to rearrange these a little, because I wanted her, like, leaning over Azazel. But I don't know if I want her boobs there. I might rearrange them a little bit. But unfortunately, with Myra being behind the couch, there really aren't many more boobs coming on the way. Because Brianna ain't got nothing to show. Man, it is a fucking testosterone fest. It is a sausage fest on this couch, man. Man, woman, trans woman, man, Azazel, woman, man, they, them, man, technically. Like, a collective 4 boobs is crazy. Yeah, it's 2 sets of tits on this whole fucking thing. And yeah, and Myra's boobs don't even show. Also, it's with a Y. Dad kills the son, what do you mean? Yeah, you're right. Her face is, in fact, more important than her boobs. And in the sketch, if I get rid of Azazel real quick, she's gonna be leaning over, like, so she's not cut off by Azazel, she's gonna be, like, over his shoulder. Ugh, okay. Okay. This is the hard part, unfortunately, because I gotta, like, figure out how his scars kind of move with his body. Okay. Let's look here. So we're gonna have the ones that come down. And then it'll be like this. And then circles here. 1, 2, 3. And I call them beast. What is it? I'm gonna do am I wrong? No, I'm right. Like, cause you're not really gonna see that one. Upper arm, boop, 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 boop. Okay, let's just work down the arm real quick. Do I have an arm exposed? Okay. So thin, big space. Wiggle, 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 and connect with every other. Born in 1964, Jeffrey Bezos. Come on, Jeffrey, you can do it. Pave your way, put your back into it. Tell us why, show us how. Look at where you came from, look at you now. Zuckerberg and Gates and Buffett. Amateurs can fucking suck it. Fuck their wives, drink their blood. Come on, Jeff, get 'em. I have had not one but two people now request big ass half sleeves to be sketched before making an appointment. I am a pushover. Yeah, that's one of those, like, you kind of gotta. Don't even require because I'm lazy, but I'm like, I feel like doing a sketch for a big ass sleeve, unfortunately, should be. See, and I don't like to ignore it until I remember in a frantic rush either, because I'd rather just pay you and have you take your time. I'm skipping the song because I just can't emotionally deal with that ATM. Or that. We can do that. Boop, boop. Elbow, elbow, elbow. Elbow like this. And then da 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 da. Something like this. God. I've just realized his tattoos are upside down on this drawing. God damn, bro. I gotta go fix that. They're correct here. Brother in actual Christ. Your tattoos should not be this fucking difficult. I know I designed them and it's my fault, but fuck you. I know this is my fault. I'm just. Ugh. Two of these. Nope. These two are up here. I did this to myself. You're literally my fault. They aren't finalized designs, its rough composition sketches, they're gonna be fast no matter what. Yeah. Ellie's tattoo status change every time I draw her. There's like 3 consistent ones, and the rest are vibes. Azazel's are so particular. And so are Kane's. Kane has distinct, lawed tattoos that are exactly where they are, regardless of how stupid they look. Because every once in a while, you get shit like this. Where, like, I know that's where his tattoo is. Can you see it? Not really. Same thing with, like, this one. You don't really get to see that one. Or, like, just getting to see this. And sometimes he's drawn, and the way he's sitting, you can barely see any of his tattoos, and it just is what it is. That, like, that's just how he's drawn. Like, my tattoos are not a lawless land. I'm, like, so strict about them. Like, once they're set, they're set. And they can be changed, but if they're changed, they're changed, and then we're going with that now. Oh, okay. Hardest piece right here. Let's get this chest piece right. I just have to be willing to let things curve because it's skin, and skin curves. And half the time I can't even draw this small enough. And then this one's kind of like whoop, 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 whoop. And then I've got to take this whole fucking thing and honestly just make this shit smaller. Because we need to have 2 more circles around this. At a certain point, I'm just going to call it 1. Here, 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 X, 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 dots all the way around. And then a secondary circle. Line that shit up. Lines here. Curved pattern here. Okay. There's a chest piece. Fuck that thing. I hate drawing it. I know I designed it and it's my fault, but I'm allowed to complain. Hit. Whoop. Beep, beep. I know there's like shit down there on your hip bones. Yeah. 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 Okay. Those are you. Get your legsies in here. X marks the spot. Ooh, same thing. X marks the spot. Actually, it would be like here. Okay. And then okay. Curve. Curve. Oh god, I'm gonna have to figure out how to do this. It'd be like this. Here, here, here. Boop, boop. Azazel is the bane of my existence when it comes to just like, oh yeah, I want to do a quick sketch of never. I would do so many more like little quick drawings of Azazel if drawing him didn't take me 7 years to do every single time I wanted to do it. If I could just like, oh yeah, let me just doodle my boy, doodle bob it up, you know what I mean? Nope. Just straight up not an option. I could just be like, oh man, quick little like Zaze dude, you know? You'd get so much more Azazel drawings. I'm sure I'll finally start at some point, but right now I just can't be bothered. I'm hungry, but I'm lady. So sorry that you're lady. My OCs will never ever have tattoo designs, unfortunately. I'm sure they can if you ever want them to. Lazy. Rotten is so lady. You're so right. Not at all. Gotta go to church on Sundays, but I slay so hard. So lady. To this day, I still mourn the idea of Ivas having a Greek nose, but it's simply too late. She has already become a person of color. I can't change more, and also her current nose is fine. I just like growing Greek noses. Yeah. Make a simplified version? Can't. She's also Hispanic and Italian. It wouldn't quite work. Yeah. I unfortunately every once in a while have to like remind myself to not draw literally every nose as a Roman nose or a hooked nose or just like some variation of like what Kane has and what I want it to give it to every character. Like what Xander has and what Kane has, where it's the like this nose is personally the best nose that exists. So like I give it to fucking everybody. So it's all I draw. Best nose. So I just give it to everybody, but then I have to go back and be like, actually, you can't have that because you're a person of color and or you're a something or you have this or everybody else already has it. Like I gotta. Greek noses are also fantastic. I don't know what I technically have. If it's mine is equine or Roman or Greek or whatever the fuck. I've got a big bumped hooked nose. Fuck if I know. I've got a bird beak, but I love drawing them, so whatever. And I also literally love seeing literally anybody draw me and draw my fucking big ass nose. It brings me literally so much joy. Literally endless joy. Especially because I did not like that shit growing up. I never had like really bad like facial like problems. Like I was never like, oh my god, my face is so ugly. I was more concerned about being fat back in the day. Like that was like my big concern. It wasn't really like face concerns for the most part. But every once in a while, it would never be, it didn't come from me. Other people would be like, bro, you've got a really big nose. And suddenly I'd be like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, and then just like for like, I'd be like self-conscious and be like, what the fuck's wrong with my nose? But like, that was like, it literally only ever came from outside sources that like somebody would tell me that I had a big ass nose. And I'd be like, previously unbothered. And now suddenly I'm like, should I be bothered by this? Is this a problem I have? It's such a weird fucking experience to like not have a problem with something and then have somebody else be like, you should probably have a problem with that thing. Or like being told like I shouldn't get a certain nose piercing because I've already have a big nose and it would make my nose look bigger. I'd be like, excuse me? The fuck do you mean, bro? It's just such a fucking wild experience. Like, God forbid somebody doesn't have a problem with their own face and you just gotta give them one. Luckily, I'm intelligent enough to understand that my nose is sexy as fuck. So everybody else can kind of kick bricks, if you know what I mean. But like, that's life. Definitely wasn't my biggest op during my teenage years. I had other problems I was more concerned with. Yeah. I might do it a little bit brighter. That feels right. All right, cool. Zazel's also done now. I did not anticipate to get him done just so quickly, but there they are, my peeps. Azazel's just kind of floating in the middle of fucking nowhere. scrolling up because now everybody's talking. I started something by saying I didn't know what they're called. All noses are good. I just think Vis would give more Greek goddess, but she's not Greek. Yeah. I had a terrible habit of just giving my characters whatever traits I fucking want, and then I have to go and just be like, fucking color in this bitch. I just don't know anything because no one looks like anything. I change nose shapes all the time. I think Hooked is a specific version of Roman, but I think Hooked nose is taken as insult. I generally thought that was the name of it. To me, Hooked just means downturned. It does, but it is also a hooked nose is a description, but it is a description of what is generally considered the least attractive of nose types. That's why like a hooked nose is like a witch's nose or a bird beak or whatever. Like there's a reason it's described and dramatized in TV as like the least attractive type of nose. So it can sound like an insult, but it's not. It's just a way to refer to a nose. Like I just think you have a hooked nose, but I think we've talked about this and you don't like hooked nose. It's just Roman nose, but downturned a bit. Yeah. I don't like saying I have a hooked nose. I say I have a Roman nose because I do. And also it's downturned. Like, but I do have a hooked nose, unfortunately. Yeah, Roman has the bump, Greek doesn't. Either way, they're all equine noses, but I define a Roman nose as having a bump and it can either be downturned or not. Yeah. I sometimes feel like people act like having a nose bump and having a downturned nose are the same thing. They just are not even a little bit. My nose is a bump, but it's not downturned. Yeah, you have I'm not trying to play like oppression Olympics, but like you have like the nice hooked, like not hooked. You have the nice Roman nose that like is what when everybody's doing those trends of like trends like oh the like falling in love with my nose bump or whatever. It's you have the right type. You've got the type everybody likes and draws on all their OCs and shit. Like it's just a label. I think Birdbeak is a bad name, but I'm not saying that. Birdbeak sounds like a slur. It's just a nose. Ain't nothing wrong with a hooked nose, but I get the insecurity. Yeah, it literally is just a nose. And I don't really have I don't have the insecurity until other people have a problem with it. I like my nose. Unironically, there are certain times I don't like my nose, and it's when like so this is my nose. I like my nose. There are certain times though that you'll catch an angle where like this downturn is really serious. Like if my nose was here, I would not like it. I don't know how do I like here, but it's not. It's just it's there. And yes, it's still downturned, but it's not severe. But if my nose was here, I would have problems with it. Like it's just one of those like it's so close to being like just comically bad. It's millimeters away from it. But no, I have a downturned nose cuz I also religiously hold my chin up. Like if I'm like this is how I show off my side profile, which is where my nose is flat, but my chin goes up. If I were to sit face forward, my nose is downturned. Like, my nose goes down. But I don't hold my head like this. I hold my head here. Like, because I think having my chin up looks nicer. Like, than, like, sitting straight on. I, like, religiously turn my head up. Noelle has a downturned nose without a bump. Milan has a bump with a slight downturn. Kieran has both, and Sam has downturned long nose without much bump. And they're all super sexy and pull bitches. Real. And I know the concept of like hooked noses are usually very unfortunately, like the universe doesn't generally agree, but I do. Just the outer populace does not quite agree. That's true because racism. Very true. Very true. And I'm white. And so are Greek and like Greek noses. Not necessarily white, but like it's like one of those like it's all like Middle Eastern type like that like it's just racism of so many different variations and they all get clumped into one. Yeah, there you go. Historically ethnically hated groups. Yeah, the Jewish and the Middle Eastern style noses. Okay. I think Zadkiel is the last one that actually gets to get done before we have to work on character pages again. And then I actually like so now I've got like Zadkiel is my last of like my really, really well designed finished characters. The universe also agrees that having a weak jawline or reduced chin is unattractive, and even the wokest of woke body moons have not been able to save me. I have a mouth breather face. I am literally a meme. I am unsavable. I'm sorry. That is another one that for whatever reason is just so insanely historically hated. Like even like there is so much love around double chins that I've seen, especially like recently. Like in the artist community, they're kind of coming up kind of like the hooked noses. The artist community has been embracing them. I had a couple of videos pop up that I was watching of artists drawing, of like making sure to draw like my women characters with like a soft chin, because like that's where the love is stored, is what one of the ones called or whatever. But like seeing people like draw their women characters and then go back in and erase the draw line and put like the soft line, that I'm like, love. And like the round soft faces is slowly, I've been seeing it within the art community kind of come up again. But it is one of those things that like everybody's gonna have an insecurity, and unfortunately the world is only gonna make them worse. But my brother and father have the hooked noses, so I've always thought it was normal. Alright, God, I'm tired. My fucking elbows hurt so bad. I know it's a weird one to hurt, but God, my elbows hurt. Look at my bruise, bro. It's still not gone. Look at this fucking, look at that bruise. Big fat fucking bruise. I don't know what the easiest way to, like, look at that thing. Gross. Cringe. But anyways, these are the 4 we have done. We've got 1 more to do, and then we've got to go back to actually designing characters, because Embry has a complete redesign, so they're gonna need a new character page. Jace, nothing's changed, but I'll probably redo their character page. Xander deserves a new one. And I really need to work on Myra, Othello, and Brianna. Do not have solid designs. They're probably going to get redesign pages where we're going to update their designs a little bit, because I think it's about time to do that. So, but I am fucking diggity done for tonight, because I feel a little like shit. So, there's some random, fuck it, I'm sending you a random art stream. I've just decided right now in this moment, there's just a recommended art stream. I don't know who this person is. I'm sending you to somebody brand new today, guys. I have no idea who they are. If they turn out crazy, I didn't send you, you don't know me, we've never met each other, and scatter to the winds. If they don't stick around, show them some support. They look like they're drawing a cow right now, I have no idea. But I'll throw you guys out into the world, and I'm gonna be done for the day because I don't feel good. So, let me load that shit up. There you go. But until then, I'm gonna head out for the night. I'll probably see you guys again on Friday. Until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and draw your dad with a hooked nose, or I will just right hook his nose for you. Have a good night, chatters. Bye.